Halal, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakah Chodash, the bonus of the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace to the Akim doing his work in truth and sincerity in the four corners of the earth. And I want to do this lesson. Okay, it's going to be titled, Same Old Devil. Okay? The same old devil, man. Okay, because this picture, came out of Jerry Jones, okay, when he was in his youth. I believe it was in 1957, okay, and he was seen in a picture of the desegregation, okay, the time of desegregation, the time when Jake, in confusion, and being led by the so-called white man, being led by Amalek, was trying to desegregate schools and desegregate communities, and put Jake, in so-called, Edomite areas, man, which, desegregation, led to a even further decline and downfall of our people, man, because when Jake was trying to get desegregated, Jake had already, Jake had a moral standard, Jake wasn't bugged out at this point. Jake had came off of Jim Crow and all kind of, wickedness that Esau had perpetrated upon them, but Jake wasn't bugged out at this point, Jake didn't have his pants hanging off his ass, as you could tell, Jake wasn't full of tattoos and face tattoos. Jake wasn't, just being a fucking nigga, Jake was about his family, working, being hard working, and trying to stay the hell away from Esau, to preserve your life, all right? Because back then, man, you couldn't just do what you wanted to do. You couldn't go where you wanted to go. You couldn't look at Edomite in the face, So, Esau likes to big up, desegregation, man. But desegregation was another big decline of our people, man, because through desegregation, Esau was able to implement his whole agenda on Jake, feminism, women's lib, the government aid program, to cripple Jake, so Jake didn't go get jobs and shit like that, the moral corruption, because even in Jake's hauler houses, they was probably a little bit better off, than them damn Edomite hauler houses and shit like that, Jake had a community. Jake built up around his own community, had their own businesses, didn't rely upon the devil, man, okay? And Esau wanted to interrupt that, man, all right? Because, hey, even through all of Esau's rulerships, being Greece and in Rome, Esau always wants to have a so-called, melting pot, man. He want to put all these nations together, and this go all the way back to to Babylon, man. The Tower of Babel, man. Esau always wants to have a melting pot, which all that is a bunch of confusion, man. All right, a mixture of ideologies, a mixture of false religions, because that way he can control the narrative. He can promote more wickedness. Ultimately, he wants to feel like he's in control, man, like he has control, of the nations, man. But that ain't the way the Most High intended for the earth to be ran, man. The Most High made it to where nations had a set plot of land, and they stayed in that land, Although, Jake gonna travel, the heathen are allowed to travel, but at the end of the day, you go back to your land, you go back to your people. But Esau is all about confusion, man. All right. And as you can see, Jerry Jones is right in the middle of it, man. All right. Although he has a fucking dumbfounded, all right, look on his face, man. Okay, he's still in the mix, man. All right, he's involved in this, man. Okay, the antagonizing of Jake, who in their minds, was just trying to seek education, because at this time, man, Jake didn't have no true leadership, man. They was just going on with the civil rights. They was going on with whatever the media pushed for them to do, thinking that it was the right thing to do, you know, when all they was doing was introducing themselves to the devil. Okay, making themselves a whipping boy to this damn devil, man. And ultimately, the Most High was for desegregation, man. Okay, because that put the curses on us even more. That started to separate Jake. You had Jakes that was cooning, Jakes that'll sell out another Jake just to be put on a pedestal with Esau. It opened up the gate for feminism and made our women, turn against us, man, and trust in Esau. So ultimately it was up to the Most High, to have this to happen, man. Okay, because if Jake would have stayed in their Black Wall Streets and Jake would have stayed with their businesses and black banks, we never would have got the judgment that the Most High intended us to have, here in Babylon, man. Okay. But, you got Stephen A. on there on TV cooning and shit. You got all kind of Jakes, cooning for Jerry Jones, man. Okay. And he done made millions and billions of dollars, off the backs of Jakes, man. Okay. So-called, Negroes, man. Okay. And just because, you feel like you free, he paying Jake big bread, okay, giving him big max contracts and shit, that don't mean that you're not a slave, man. That don't mean that you're not a servant, okay? At the end of the day, these guys that own NFL teams, man, they still are called owners, man. And that's for a reason, man. Okay, they the owners, you the cattle, all right? Although you are a highly paid cattle, all right, that still don't mean that your ass ain't cattle, man. All right, that still don't mean that your ass ain't in servitude, man. Okay? And Jerry Jones showed his horns when he had Jake, not being able to kneel, all right, during the national anthem, the whole Kaepernick bullshit. He really showed his horns, all right? Like, even the Texans owner, the Houston Texans owner, he said that you can't allow the inmates to run the prison. Okay, now what did he mean by that? All right, calling you Jakes and the NFL inmates, man. Okay, and saying that he's the warden. Okay, and you gonna do what the hell I tell you to do. All right, because Esau has still has an authoritarian thought, when it comes to you Jakes, man. All right, he's in a rulership mindset, man. Okay, even the common Edomite at your job has more of a rulership mindset than a regular Jake, because he thinks that he's superior to you, man. Okay, he thinks that he has intellectual prowess over you, man. Okay, he believes that you are beneath him. All right. This Genesis chapter 27 and verse 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. And this is the thought of Esau, man. And it's always in the back of their mind. They have a hatred for Jake. I don't care what kind of situation they in, what financial situation that they in, how good they doing on the planet Earth, man. They always worried about you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. How can they pollute your water? How can they get you to take this juice? Okay. How can they ruin your relationship with your woman? All right, your how can they get rid of your authority over your own child? This is what Esau does, man, because he has a hatred for Jake. And I don't give a damn if it's an Edomite that say he on the right or the left, man. Okay? Because on the right, Esau wanna At that time, Esau was physically, putting that pain and suffering on Jake, lynching him, all right, putting him in captivity, But then on that left-hand side, the left side, that right and left Republican Democratic bullshit, the left, man, they want to just straight up, morally decline you Jakes, man. They want to introduce abortion, okay? They want to introduce feminism. They want to introduce women's lib. They want to introduce sodomy, okay? They want to introduce thug and hoe culture, So you getting it from all sides, man. You thinking, because right now, Jake is all about voting right now, okay? Jake is running to the goddamn polls, trying to put in a damn vote, not knowing that it don't matter which way you vote, you screwed, okay? And that's the way that Esau made it, all right? Because I done been in, man, when I had my little company, doing business with these different Edomites, man, we dealt with fucking so-called conservative Edomites, and we dealt with fucking liberal Edomites, man. And at the end of the day, they both hate your ass, man. All right, really, we had, better opportunities with the goddamn conservative Edomites, man. Them fucking liberal Edomites be bugged the fuck out. Crazy as all hell, into all the damn trends, but still got this psychotic, mesmeration about Jake, especially when it comes with the Edomite woman, on some weird, weird demonic shit, man, But yeah, man, Jake got like they surprised that they see a picture of Jerry Jones out there with his fellow devils, Salakia, restricting Jake from going to a school, and this is supposed to be the so-called time of cancel culture. Why is nobody canceling Jerry Jones, man? All right, he's clearly in a photo, filled with hate. All right, clearly based on, well, it ain't based on, to you people, to you bug outs, you 2/3 and you heathens and you Edomites, you'll say that it's because of color, but really it's more than that. It's spiritual. Just like the scripture brought out, Esau knows that he lost that blessing, being carnal, all right, threw away the blessing to get some porridge, okay, to get that pottage, to get that that meat, okay. And that's the same mentality you Edomites today, man. You'll compromise anything for $1, okay, or for more and more riches, man. Okay, you'll give up the spiritual to obtain anything that is carnal, man. Okay, and that's how you operate, man. Okay. This is Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 5, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Okay. So the scripture saying that Esau had a perpetual hatred, man, a continual hatred. Okay, and that goes all the way to this day. Ain't no damn good Edomites and that they don't hate you no more. Okay, man. Hey, these spirits be out here moving, man. If a Edomite can act like he's in your best interest and he can help you out every once in a while, man, them horns always, pop out, man. Because the Most High made this man to be the wicked, So although he could do all these good things for you, at the end of the day, man, he always got a fucking agenda. He always got a alternative motive, man, But that's all I had. I pray this is edifying. Call all you. How about Shema Ashab, about Shema Karkadash, the bonus of the apostles and elders of great millstone, and peace, heritage, and I come doing his work and true sincerity and the folk corners of the earth. Shalom.